What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Detective Pikachu Returns. Last time we got Pikachu's hat back, and now we're following uh, Officer Holiday to wherever he wants us to go. Oh, here he is. I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. This way, the crime took place at the dentist residence up ahead. Oh, this is a fancy residence.
Well, if it isn't the great detectives.
Okay. It's been a while, Brad. See, you're on the case too. Suppose that means you are as well. You private detectives do love sticking your noses into every little thing. If Mr. Dennis hadn't requested you personally, I'd be asking you to leave right now. Yep, he's still a jerk. Think he's holding a grudge from that time we showed him up? He says no funny business. Sheesh, no wonder you two are partners. That's enough, Brad. We're going to be conducting this investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right? Sorry, I was thinking of Pikachu. This is the scene of the crime, right? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. Under normal circumstances, a civilian like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. He's just got to dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Okay, Tim, come inside. The missing jewel. Okay. Ooh, a ho-oh painting. That's nice. Oh, and a Lugia one, too.
I see.
Alright, Tim, Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room to the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. I really like this Lugia. I almost said Yu-Gi-Oh for some reason. This Lugia painting. The name of this painting is Silver Waves, and it depicts Lugia, a Pokemon known as the Guardian of the Seas. It's rumored to live deep down on the ocean floor, but no one's ever seen it. That makes sense. The ocean floor is not exactly a place you just casually visit. I'm guessing the other one is Golden Skies. This painting is Golden Sunrise. That's close. And it depicts Ho-Oh, a Pokemon that is spoken of in legends. They say it brings eternal happiness, and that its wings shine with rainbow-colored light. Rainbow-colored light, huh? Painting sure is beautiful, but I'll bet the real thing is even more breathtaking. Excuse me. Heading upstairs. That's not the way to the room Holiday mentioned. Fine. Oh, Sanjeev.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
Man, Growlithe looks sad. My name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler. This is my partner, Growlithe. I'm Detective Tim Goodman, and this is my partner, Pikachu. Way to jump right into it, but could you please tell us what you know about the incident?
Oh.
A precious jewel was stolen while I was out at the house. It's called the Aurora Drop, and it's a very rare jewel indeed. The Aurora Drop. What a mysterious name. Magically. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. Thankfully, my staff members' injuries are minor, and yet something sticking out to you is odd, like maybe the staff member stole it. Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it. Can you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. Most gemstones must first be cut and polished into beautiful jewels. The aurora drop is said to have naturally formed into its shape. The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely how it got its name. The aurora drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time we called it the jewel of legend. Wow, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. Guess it's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. Definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? Kept it securely locked within a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. There are locks at both the storage room door and the reinforced case. And yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen. You mentioned that the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe that the thief is my own trusted butler, Bonds. Why do they think that? Because Bonds and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. What's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key is always kept around Growlith's neck. But if anyone but Bonds and myself attempted to take it from her, Growlith would start barking. The Growlith is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. I don't see a key around Growlith's neck right now. Police think Barnes took it. But it would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police. But you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He's worked in this home for years and has always served us well. I'm certain that he'd never steal from me. And I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large? That's right. Someone must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. Ah, so that's why he called us here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. So finding the aurora drop and clearing Barnes of suspicion. Those are the two things you called us here to do. Could you please? They're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into this more. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. But we'll do what we can. If that's acceptable to you, we'll take the case. That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. Great. In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? Of course, the jewel storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down. Wait a second, Tim. Are we not going to talk to Growlithe? I feel like that's kind of important. Something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah, a case notebook. The writers for Detective Journal swear by it. Detective Journal, that's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organize their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open up your notebook. First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. We'll summarize the testimony and evidence that we've gathered during our investigation on the page below. After we've collected enough testimonies and evidence, the begin deducing option will appear. If you select this, we can start deducing the answers to our questions. We don't have enough testimonies or evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we have to do right now? We have to collect testimonies and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, we first have to investigate the scene of the crime. That's right. Let's go check out the jewel storage room. Hang on. You. It's Dennis's partner, Growlithe. Sure doesn't look happy. Apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a while. She could just tell us if it was Barnes or not. Like, just tell us who she gave the key to or how they got the key. I should be like, she was asleep or something, so she feels like it's her fault. Assume this is it. We may be investigating a crime, but we should still respect the residents' privacy. We shouldn't go barging into rooms that have nothing to do with the case, Tim. True, we need to focus on the jewel storage room. Ah. I knew those whimsy cops were going to be involved. I wonder if that's a gimme ghoul case back there. Jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Inspector Holliday's already filled me in. Please, go right ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. They took the door off? What is it, Pikachu? I checked out the door, but there are no signs of forced entry. But it can be fairly certain that the thief used a key to get in. According to Dennis, this room's where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Alright, don't let any details slip past you, Tim.
Let me see.
Here's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to is in this room? Maybe it's from a Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's look into that later. That looks like the part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, do you think the top half of the case was cut off? Yeah, it looks that way. It's a really clean cut. So it's likely a laser or something. Slicing it must have taken one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that off. There's some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluffy and soft. What's a bunch of cotton doing in here?
Hey, Tim! Check it out! Looks good, huh? Disguises are a key part of detective work, you know.
Yeah, whatever. Now quit goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
The base of the jewel case is firmly fixed to the floor. Yeah, moving the base doesn't even look possible. I don't see anything else. Oh, duh. This is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. Edge looks like it was sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice this cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? Wow. jewel case is still locked. Like Dennis said, the jewel in this case was stored under lock and key. The key to the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room door. Wonder who has the key then? I don't see anything else worth investigating.
Okay.
You've probably figured out how the culprit stole the jewel by now, huh? Alright, let's begin deducing in your case notebook.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? Unlock the case? Nope. Cut open the case and stole the jewel. Hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. I mean, this one. Why wouldn't they have stolen the jewel in that case? From what we've seen of the crime scene, we can tell that the jewel case was sliced open. After that, the Aurora drop was removed from the case and taken away. Right, and we saw that the jewel case is still locked, which supports that claim. We still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know how the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. Yeah, we made our first step forward. Understand how to use the case notebook now? Yep. Once I've got some more evidence, I'll start deducing. Feel free to start deducing whenever you feel like it. Alright, and with that, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.